What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. And we need the glasses for this one, people. Let me tell you, we need the glasses for this. That is because a third and final bid has gone in for Bryan Mbeumo. We've been waiting weeks upon weeks upon weeks. It's almost felt like years at this point. People are starting to lose their minds a little bit. In fact, even in the WhatsApp before, the infamous Real Reds Talk WhatsApp, we was all talking about, should we just walk away? What's going on here? Brentford are playing silly buggers, basically. We need to get this deal sorted because we kick off pre-season on Saturday against Leeds in Stockholm, and we've only got one player through the door, and that one player, of course, is Matheus Cunha. So you sat there, you're starting to worry again. You're thinking, why have we only got one player in? Amorim needs to work with players. He needs to just training. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a lot of work to be done with this squad, and Mbeumo would be an incredible signing. It would be great, but even after that, you're still looking at, like, I don't want to kill the buzz straight away, but there's still holes in that team that you want to fill. Do you know what I'm saying? You need midfielders, you need defenders, wing backs more specifically. I would probably get a new goalkeeper myself, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people who probably agree with that as well. And you still need a striker, which I've not even mentioned. You still need a striker on top of that. So look, this is a decent piece of the puzzle. It is a puzzle that is needed. It is a specific player that we definitely need, and Amorim definitely wants, just because of the natural qualities that he has. So let me read out the David Ornstein bombshell for you, and I'll tell you exactly what's been said, and I'll also tell you about the aftermath, what other journalists are starting to kind of put out there as well. Of course, as soon as one journalist puts something out, and then it's a domino effect in it, people start claiming that they've got sources, and my info's telling me your info is the same as everyone else's, which is just basically an athletic subscription. Let's be honest. I don't know why my monitor has gone off on that screen. Hopefully you guys can still see me. Yeah, don't know why that went off at all. But anyway, so exclusive. Manchester United make improved bid to sign Bryan Mbuemo from Brentford. New offer for 26-year-old forward worth 65 million fixed, plus 5 million in add-ons. United awaiting Brentford's response as they work to close the deal for the Cameroonian international top target. And then Ben Jacobs has also come out on top of that and said, Brentford do not want to lose both Mbeumo and Visser in the same window. Newcastle's interest in Visser has accelerated United's movement on signing Mbeumo. So basically they've seen this news and they've thought, look, now we need to get a crack on. I think giving him 65 plus 5 is what Brentford wanted anyway, from things that you've read. If Brentford turn this down now, there is categorically no doubt in my mind that you walk away from this deal. If Brentford reject £65.5 million for Bryan Mbeumo, you fucking walk away. Don't go back to that negotiating table with 70 plus 5, because I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I know we have had players going recently like Elanga or Madueke, João Pedro, 50, 55, 60. So that's probably why I would imagine that Brentford have put it up a little bit. You know, they've gone, listen, if they're getting 55, 60 million for that player, look at what Mbeumo done last season. He is worth 65 million, and we want some add-ons on top of that as well, by the way. And again, you look at alternative targets, it's kind of like United are stuck between a rock and a hard place, because if we walked away from this deal now, who could you, in your mind, name any player, and I'm asking the chat, I'm asking TikTok for this as well, name any player who you think would be as good in that role as Mbeumo, who's available now, who would cost less? It's very, very hard. I know we've been linked with Antoine Semenyo, but I think he's signed a new deal. Eberechi Eze is someone else as well, a name that's been mentioned. Arsenal are in for him. There's competition for him. Also, Palace, you know, I don't think they're in Europe anymore, are they, in terms of the Europa League, but they're still in the Conference League. I'm pretty sure that's correct. They've just won a trophy. Like, he's not desperate to leave there. So again, that's going to cost you 65, 70 million quid. So actually, when you start to turn to the alternatives, there isn't one as good. And there certainly isn't one who's got, you know, 28, 29 goal involvements for a mid-table team. So you're kind of hoping and praying really that if this bid gets accepted, and if it does, then we can crack on. We can get him in before Saturday's pre-season, hopefully, or at least get him in for the USA tour, because obviously we play Leeds in Stockholm in Sweden, so it's not the end of the world. We could go out there, sort all his signatures out, his promo shots, his videos, interviews, etc. during that kind of period, and then he can jump on with us in kind of the integral part in the USA when we take on kind of Everton and Bournemouth. And who else did we play? Everton, Bournemouth, West Ham. We literally did pre-season preview yesterday. And then we got Fiorentina as well back at Old Trafford. And then we start against Arsenal. Because a point that Sam was making yesterday on the show was, I don't want him coming in by the time we're just playing Arsenal. You know, you've got to get these wheels going before. And Mbeumo, and the bid hasn't been accepted yet, so again, it's still hypothetical, but Mbeumo and Cunha in those inside 10 positions will transform our attack like that. Like that. We can still be doing better business. There's still more positions that you can fill. We still haven't got a number 9 or a striker, so there's question marks there, which I absolutely get. But them two, in comparison to when we've been playing Garnacho there or whoever it is that's been, world of difference, in my opinion. Huge world of difference. So get all your thoughts and feelings in on this Mbeumo signing, and I will read your comments out right now. Please do subscribe. Someone just put bollocks as the bid gone in. All right, well, I'm lying then. Don't believe me. David Ornstein has just tweeted it out in the past 10 minutes. So if he's lying, then we're all fucked. Let me tell you that. Andy's saying, did they just cave in, but we get him? I'm happy. Random guy, I think so, Andy. Random guy saying, I don't think Brentford would move the goalpost again. This has my seal of approval. Suvik, this has to be it, mate. There cannot be a higher bid than us. At least everyone's on the same page about this. Do you know what I'm saying? Looks to me they needed them sell-on clauses. And Mbeumo for 70 million would still be a good value signing. I think anything more than that, though, you're getting into kind of risky waters, aren't you? And it's not to say, look, if you're trying to play devil's advocate on this situation, I'm not trying to put the player down already, but did he hit his peak last year? Did he overperform? Well, he did overperform. The metrics will tell you that in terms of his XG for Brentford. So is that his peak? Will he be able to replicate what he did for Brentford for Man United? It's kind of like, you don't know, do you? Big up Connor saying, third time lucky, I don't hold my breath. Yeah, I'm with you, mate. There isn't another player like Mbeumo. You move on a different position, striker, midfield, goalkeeper, lots to fix. Well, my point was, if you can't get this deal done now, and if Brentford reject it, I would rather, and people may disagree with this, I would rather push kind of Bruno Fernandes forward and then go and spend and invest in that midfield, whether that's Adam Wharton, I don't know who it would be, but someone of that calibre, of that ilk, go and invest in that area of the pitch, and then you can assess it maybe in January or, you know, because Bruno Fernandes, whether people might not like him in that forward 10 position, Bruno, Cunha and number 9 would still cook, or even invest it in a number 9, you know, because 9s are going by the minute. I think Ekitike is going to Liverpool. You've got Gyökeres is very close to Arsenal. Sesko seems like he's staying at Leipzig. You know, the options are wearing thin at the minute. So if you're going to invest, you just say you take that offer now, or that is it. Hopefully they've said that. Hopefully they've not gone, you know, this is the third and final bid. Take it or leave it. Walk away. That'd be very interesting to see what happens if they do. Dean's saying we should just leave it. Invest in a striker, right wing back, centre mid, can always get Mbeumo next year. Well, he's only got 1 year left on his deal, hasn't it? Or 1 year with an extension, is it? I think. Something like that, I'm pretty sure. We've got, sorry, there's so many comments. Please do smash a like and subscribe. We're on 19,229 subs and we're pushing for 20k. So if there is anyone new who's watching and you enjoy a bit of transfer news, you enjoy pre-season predictions, watch-alongs are coming back for next season as well. I forgot to mention that. There's loads of stuff that happens on this channel. So yeah, check us out. Also on Instagram as well. The latest up-to-date news, whether it's transfers, whether it's fucking raw chicken at Old Trafford, whatever it is, whether it's protest, it'll be covered on Real Reds Talk over on Instagram and on X. So please do drop us a follow. Andy's saying, so does this mean that Bruno's going to play deep all season? Not sure about that. Worried, to be honest. I think so, yeah. I think so, because let's just call a spade, right? If you've got an option right now to play Mbeumo and Cunha there, or Bruno in that specific inside 10 position, you're playing Mbeumo and Cunha all day. Like, Bruno isn't a like-for-like fit, whereas Cunha and Mbeumo will. What they both will bring is very interesting. When you watch Cunha for Wolves, sometimes he will pick it up deep. He'll drive with it. He's a great ball carrier. He's got great long shots from outside the box. Good dribbler. Very intense. You know, so they both offer different things. And Mbeumo, again, is a great carrier of the ball. Transitional threat. Good on both feet. Really good finisher. Great crosser of the ball as well. So, yeah, I think it's exciting, man. Visser and Mbeumo both have an extra year in their contracts, and Mbeumo's a bit younger, so he's more expensive. Yeah, how much do you think they'll want for Visser? Because Newcastle are turning their interest to him because Liverpool are going for Ekitike. So, what I remember, was it Nottingham Forest who offered, was it around 29 million or something for Visser? And it was like, absolutely not. I think they said at the time they would rather, kind of wait for an offer around 50, 55 million quid, which, to be fair, you can kind of understand because the numbers that he put up, Visser got 19 goals and 4 assists, I think, last season, which is obviously a very good return in the Premier League. He's a little bit older, as someone alluded to before, but can you deny that? They'll say, well, put him against any of the players last season, he's done as good. So we want 50-55. I'm not sure what Newcastle have been willing to kind of splash out on Visser, but that's, again, as Ben Jacobs said, that's kind of forced United's hand a little bit because it's like, well, if Brentford lose Visser, then Mbeumo's definitely not going, because you can't have a season. How on earth do you sell it to Brentford fans? And obviously Brentford are a selling club, it's the reason why they got rid of kind of Ivan Toney or whatever, but how can you sell it to Brentford fans like, we're going to be all right, don't worry, we've only lost our manager who's kept us here for years, we've only lost a goalkeeper twice in Kepa and then Flecken, who have been integral as well. We only lost our captain. We lost Mbeumo, and now we've lost Visser. The two guys who provided us goals all season. You can't sell it. They'd be fucked. I actually think I would probably put them down to be relegated if that happened. And people, again, may disagree with that, but genuinely. So they won't lose both, in my opinion. Visser and Mbeumo, sorry, I already read that out. 100% agree. If this doesn't get it over the line, time to walk away. Connor saying 20k nearly. Proud of you guys. Thank you very much, brother. You remember the early days. He remembers the early days. Congrats on the channel's success, Nick. We're not there yet. Listen, we've got milestones to do. We're at 25k, and then we're going to hit 50k, and then we're going to hit 100k. And then once we've got the plaque, then you can say, well done, guys. Well, you can say it, as much as you want, but yeah. Right, let's see if there's any further updates on this. Keep getting your comments in on TikTok as well. Please do drop us a follow on it if you don't already. But nearly 200 mil profit for Brentford. Yeah, look, they sell really well. Obviously, they got 50 million for Ivan Toney. They're going to get 65, it looks like 65, 70 for Mbeumo. I'm interested to see what the add-ons are going to be. Whether it's, I don't know. Because usually we get, well, if he gets us into Europe, then I don't know if that's going to be a feature. Because I don't think United expect to get into Europe next season. Maybe that's the aim, top 6 or whatever. But us as fans don't expect it, do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Important as well, Mbeumo plus his agent can hold Brentford to this price, which I'm sure they've worked to get a number on. Brentford are yet to discuss the offer and have not communicated to United whether it will be accepted. I don't know. What's everyone's gut telling him? Mbeumo's determination to make United move has helped keep the deal alive in the past week. So he's eager and pushing for it, but at the same time not being disrespectful, which is always kind of admirable. It's not 60 plus 1. It's 65 plus 5. I just want to know what the add-ons are. That's what I want to know. Brentford are in the right, in my opinion. It's our fault it's gone this long. Yeah, look, hopefully you would think after this Mbeumo deal gets done, then we can really, start to, whether it's outgoings or a few more incomings, hopefully they pick up the pace a little bit. I don't understand why, and again, me and Sam have spoken about this, I don't understand why it's taken so long and why they can only do one deal at a time. It seems like just one solo focus. It felt very like the Jadon Sancho deal, didn't it? And obviously we spent a lot longer on that and it turned out to be a disaster, so hopefully it doesn't turn out the same way. But with Sancho, the kind of drama and everything around it, it just sucked the life out of United fans. So by the time he actually signed, you're like, fucking, like, you weren't bothered. It was more like, I said it yesterday, it was more relief that we've signed the player and it's done and it's a done deal rather than, do you know what I'm saying? You do realise it could get rejected, mate. Of course I do. Of course I do. I am not naive. That's why I'm asking what the gut feeling is for people now. Do we think this is going to get accepted, or do you think they're still going to demand 70 plus? I think that is, I'm not just saying it from a United standpoint, like being biased or whatever. I think 65 plus 5 million for Mbeumo is a very good deal. And I will argue that case in point with anyone out there. 65 plus 5 is a good deal for Mbeumo. It's good money for Brentford. Listen, they spent 5 million quid on Mbeumo. They're making £70 million profit on the player. And I'm sure they can go and find another one. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure they could. There's plenty. I think it's 5 mil from Troyes and Mbeumo. And they've got that scouting network, that recruitment. They just find decent players. So, yeah. Where's this bid come from? Not seeing it anywhere else. David Ornstein. Listen, I am telling you right now, a bid has gone in. Whether you want to believe it or not, I don't know why people keep saying, oh, I'm not sure, I've not seen this. Trust me, a bid has gone in, 100%. If Brentford don't accept, I'm not asked, to be honest, because 70 million, you're heading into Osman territory. Connor's saying, I just hope that we can get this deal done with Brentford being against selling both Visser and Mbeumo. Newcastle would move quicker than us to get the deal done, so praying we get it done soonish. Yeah, 1,000,000%. You have to admit, with the amount of deals that are ongoing at the moment, it is getting a little bit scary. You're seeing Liverpool linked to Isaac. If Liverpool get Isaac, let me tell you, everyone might as well just get off home. If Liverpool end up having an attack of Mo Salah, Isaac, Wirtz, and Diaz, mate, just call it a day. Just call it a day. Forget about us. We're not even nowhere near the pack anyway. Everyone else. City signing Rangers, Cherki, Ain't Nori. Arsenal signing Zubamendi, potentially Gyökeres, Mosquera. But teams are doing business. And obviously, they've won. In Liverpool's case, they've won the Premier League. They didn't spend much last summer. They can splash out these kind of figures, right? Man City got into European football, Champions League football. They've always got money there or thereabouts. They sell really well. Arsenal, similar situation, right? They said they were going to spend big in the summer. So there is high level of competition there. And let's be honest as well, as United fans, we're not really in conversations with them teams at the minute. We finished 15th. We finished below West Ham and Everton. So for us, really, going into it next season, it's like we've got to get into the top 10. That's where we're at. It's embarrassing to say as a United fan, but this is the reality of the situation, whether people like it or not. This is where we're at, unfortunately. My damned in the chat saying, afternoon, Nick. Hope you're good, fella. Very good. Very well, thank you. Hope you're good as well, mate. Let us know your thoughts and feelings on this Mbeumo deal. My Damned United is a real Red Ultra, by the way. If you want to become a member, click the join button next to the notification bell. The latest video that we did, I believe, was about a week ago, where we did Premier League roulette, and we did 11 aside, basically. So we span a roulette wheel. Whatever team it landed on in the Premier League, you have to select one player from that team. You create a team of 11. You have 11 versus 11. And Sam got some decent shouts in there. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, if you want to support the channel, then please do that. If Brentford accept, I'm telling the Jackson 5 to sort their own moves. Hi to all in the chat. Hope you're all staying cool, calm, and collected. I'm always cool, calm, and collected, mate. Thank you, everyone, for the follows on TikTok. Loads of you following me as well, which is really, really nice. People obviously happy about this Mbeumo deal. Clearly, I'm just waiting for any kind of further updates. People just kind of doing tap-ins and repeating the same stuff. That Ornstein just is the top level journalist goat in it. I even think now, like, it used to be Romano. Romano was the guy when as soon as you got a "here we go" or something like that. It was Romano, and now it's just like I don't really get excited unless David Ornstein tweets about it. As soon as he puts something, you're like, bang. And I think this window, he's done it with Madueke, he's done it with Victor Gyökeres, he's done it with almost every deal. Like, he is the guy. I don't know how it works. I would actually love to spend a day, maybe, and just... they're probably just sat in an office taking phone calls. It might be boring. But I want to see the whole process of how it works and who's feeding the information. Is it the agent? Is it like... Do you know what I'm saying? Just to sit there for a day, like a fly on the wall, and see how it goes down. Like, David, yep, third bid's gone in, and he's gone, all right. Cheers, Kevin. All right, see you in a bit. It's not Kevin Sharder. It's just a guy called Kevin. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bang. And then get the tweet out rapid before anyone else does. I don't know how it works, but I think it's fascinating, isn't it? Like, transfer journalism has become such a global thing, so huge. You've got Romano's, I think, like 25 million followers on X. Like, it's just, everyone loves transfers. It's such like there's high demand for it, isn't it? It's crazy. Isaac saying, Mbeumo's really amazing in Cameroon formation, so let's wait and see. McMillan saying, Nick, the reason why there's one deal at a time is that we are not cash rich, so structuring deals cannot be spread over a number of deals, can only be one deal at a time. But what about outgoings? How does that apply to outgoings? It's a pity Ornstein is a gooner because he's class. If this bid doesn't get accepted, the meltdown, Jesus. This is why I'm trying to not get ahead of myself and get... Do you know what I mean? Because it's not been accepted. The bid's gone in. Brentford could well turn around and go, nah, no chance. We're not doing that. So we've got to be very, very cautious with this. Wasn't Brian the Snail from Magic Roundabout? Maybe Mbeumo was his second name. Could explain the speed of the deal. We're not in the territory of doing Mbeumo chats just yet. Chants, should I say, not chats. We need to kind of stay away from that. Just for now. I know it was tongue-in-cheek. I appreciate that. But, yeah. I followed you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, guys. Yeah, look, it's a case of we've got to wait and see now. Wait and see what happens with it. I'm not going to lie. I'd be a little bit gutted if Brentford turn this down, because I don't think, like I said at the start of the video, I don't really think there is a better option. I think it's the best option to go and get. And I think as much as we need quite a few other positions, them two, Cunha and Mbeumo, are the absolute profile of what Man United need at the minute. I think the whole focus with Amorim at the minute, going into pre-season, has been athleticism, intensity, cohesion. They're the three kind of key pillars I keep seeing kind of repeated. Whether you're watching training clips, pictures, whatever it is, everyone's kind of leaned out quite a lot. There seems to be some form of a proper nutritional program. You look at the comparisons to like Casemiro and Shaw, how they're looking at the minute. Athleticism is something that Amorim kept saying. Athleticism and intensity. Mbeumo and Cunha, right up there with that intensity, especially. So it just changed. It's a game changer with your attack when you bring those kind of players in, and with an attack that I think as a whole team we scored 44 goals of the whole last season. Cunha and Mbeumo will probably bring that on their own, given the figures that they put out for Wolves and Brentford. So it's a huge, significant change. I'm not sure. I said a few weeks ago, I think United will probably end up starting the season with Xerxes and Mbeumo and Cunha as your front three, and almost have Xerxes as that false nine, dropping in, manipulating the centre halves, and then you've got Mbeumo and Cunha running beyond. Potentially, perhaps. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out because I don't know what striker United are going to go for at the minute. Genuinely. Don't have a clue who they're going to go for. So it all depends on that. But I think they're going to start the season against Arsenal with Xerxes and Mbeumo and Cunha. And you know what? Again, with Xerxes, there's a lot of people hyping him up, saying, again, this could all be PR and kind of whatever you want to call it, but a lot of people are hyped about Xerxes now. He's performing in training, so sometimes it's not all about transfers, just that player. Sometimes it's about actually improving the squad that you've got. Isn't that a coach's job anyway? A coach's job is to improve the players that you have, improve the current crop. Drill this into them now in pre-season. Plus, you've got time as well during the season where we ain't got any European football, so you've got a lot more time to work with the players in between, do the drills, get him working in this formation, drill the instructions into him, change the way a player, maybe someone like Kobbie Mainoo, for example, could end up fulfilling that midfield role and developing into it. There's a lot of questions heading into it, but I think certainly starting with Mbeumo and Cunha is good. It's good, but we need more. If they reject it, just move on at this point. With Mbeumo thing, everyone's saying, it's only 3 mil or whatever, but wouldn't that make people losing their jobs pointless? That 3 mil could have paid their wages a year. It's certainly a dynamic to discuss. It's getting accepted, Nick. This is the deal Brentford wanted. I can't wait for Vardy to sign for us. Or Calvert-Lewin. Yeah. I saw a brilliant video showing how Cunha could become the next Moussa Dembele. Food for thought. Well, yeah, Moussa Dembele, obviously, for anyone who remembers the OGs, saying I wasn't that long ago, was it? But Moussa Dembele, whenever you listen to any football player talk about him, fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. Couldn't get the ball off him. Strong as fuck. Could drive with it. Intensity, again, is the word that you're talking about. And you actually look at the area of the pitch where Cunha operates. Sometimes, like I was saying before, it is quite deep on the left-hand side. I remember when he was playing against Man City, he picked it up at the left-back spot, carried it all the way through the pitch to the 18-yard box. I don't know if they scored from it, but they certainly created a chance. We don't really have that in the United team. The only one it feels like you could do that would be Ahmad. And the more players you get like that, who have the genuine ability 1v1 or just a transitional threat straight away, like the more players like that, the more of a threat you become as a whole, as a team. But the Dembele thing, I know what you're talking about. I think Mbeumo's a great player, but I do think they're trying to make profit. Of course they are. Every club's trying to make profit. If you're not, then you're not doing your job correctly. I don't believe there's only one deal at a time. I reckon he's more at play than toxic media is reporting. City can't sell Grealish. Arsenal had to pay off Pepe. Chelsea can't sell Nkunku, not easy. Yeah, but we just get mentioned more because we are in the eye of the media storm more than any other team, aren't we? I went to Spurs away when they hammered us at White Hart Lane and Dembele murdered us. Dembele was an incredible player, and I tell you what, if you could bring out a reincarnation of him right now and put him in United's midfield, give me that all fucking day. All day. I love Moussa Dembele as a player. I thought he was incredible and criminally underrated as well. But again, his kind of career, I don't know, just doesn't get looked at in comparison to with players who won stuff in a similar area, or like a Luka Modric, for example, who's gone on and won a Ballon d'Or and 6 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid. But ability-wise, Dembele, mate, was right up there, right up there. He'll go to United and be the most average player ever. Well, you know, if you're judging it off previous signings, then I can't really argue with you, can I, to be honest with you? But I think there's someone who's been scouted, who's been recruited well. We've played him against him plenty of times. He's killed it in the Premier League. 20 goals last season, 8 assists, I think it was. Let me double check. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure it was 20 goals, 7 assists, was it? Yeah. 20 goals, 7 assists, 9 goals, 6 assists the season before, 9 goals, 8 assists the season before that. So he's pretty consistent. 4 years experience in the Premier League. I can't argue with it, genuinely. I can't moan at the bid. I'm glad they finally put the third one in. All we have to do now is wait and see if that gets rejected or not, or if it gets accepted. Hopefully we find out soon. Within the next couple of hours would be ideal. If we don't hear anything in between, then we will go live at 7, obviously, regardless. Probably me and Sam, I'd imagine, we'll be discussing it. We will have some further developments there, plus other news that's ongoing at the minute. You're seeing a lot of stuff with Garnacho and Aston Villa. You're seeing stuff with Sancho being very close to Juventus, and Juventus in for Rashford as well. You've got the whole Bayern Munich situation where they've put a bid in for Diaz, but Liverpool ain't going to accept anywhere near 60 million. So they might turn their attentions to Rashford. Barcelona and Rashford's still interest there. So there's a lot of stuff ongoing at the moment. And there's only one place to watch it. It's right here, Real Reds Talk. So please do subscribe to the channel. Drop us a follow on TikTok, Instagram, and X if you're watching this for all your latest news surrounding the club. And yeah, I'll chat to you guys in a few hours' time. Unless something breaks. If something breaks, then I'll see you then, yeah. Leave a like in the video for us before you head off. I don't know if I already just said that. Appreciate all the interactions in the chat. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon.